Hello, this video is screenshots of the Algebra 2 Final Review booklet. I think it's awesome that you're taking the time to watch the video so that you can check your work and learn from the work that you did and use this as a reflective tool upon your math skills. Please ask questions in class. Please come to A&P so that I can help you as much as you feel you need to do your best on the final exam. I'm going to try to keep the video under 5 minutes. So if you feel the video is going too fast, I do want you to just press pause, check your work, check my work, and bring any questions to school so we can practice more. Here's the first page, 1 through 3. This is about quadratic functions in the vertex form. There's also a problem that we would use substitution to create a 3x3 system, which would then use the calculator to find the values for A, B, and C. This might be a problem that you would like me to work in class or A&P. Please ask. We have some more problems about quadratic functions in the vertex form. You can see here I'm using completing the square in order to convert from standard to vertex form. It's a little bit of a tricky problem because we do have a value for A that is not equal to 1. We also have some factoring, solving by the square root method, and imaginary numbers on 11, 12, and 13. This is 14 through 22. Here's a simple question about completing the square. Notice how the b is even, so that makes it more simple. We also have absolute values, and we have adding and subtracting, multiplying imaginary numbers up here at the top. Problems 23 through 30. We have the quadratic formula. We have using the completing the square method, but I also did it by the quadratic formula here. If you would like me to do more examples of completing the square, I'll be happy to do those in class. We also have inequalities, as well as evaluating expressions by plugging in the value for x. 31 through 38. We have graphing linear functions, and we also have inequalities here. Simple substitution again when we evaluate functions. Be sure to study and remember that vertical lines have no slope. We would say that would be undefined. Here we have some more questions about linear functions. Finding the equation, given information. Again, vertical and horizontal lines. We should remember that slope is 0 here, and there is no slope here. And we call that undefined. On these two problems, I made an error, and I'd like you to find that error, and then let me know. In class, you can tell me that you found it, or if you did not find it, we can look at it together. Absolute value bars with inequalities. 46 through 51, we're graphing absolute value functions. We have a simple combined like terms question. We are talking about the translation and the shifts of functions. Domain and range. Remember, domain is your x variables, range is your y variables. And it's always nice that you can recall to use the TI calculator to help you with graphing also. 52 through 57, we have a little word problem here that leads to a linear function. Finding the equation of a line. We have some terminology here when it comes to the consistent, inconsistent, and dependent. This is if the lines are going to cross, if the lines are going to be parallel, or if the two equations actually make one line. Here we have 58 through 64. Matrices, we use the calculator. We also have graphing, vertical, horizontal lines, inequalities actually. So we have some inequalities to graph. This is why we have the shading. 65 through 74, we have a matrix equation. This is one that I'm going to have to work in class with you. We'll use the calculator to do that, but it's a little bit more in depth, so we'll practice several of those. Solved by graphing. Again, you know, the graph isn't the easiest to read, so this is another one that we'll be sure to do in class together. We have factoring. If you need practice with factoring, we have our Math IXL section, and also there's some good Khan Academy problems that can help you with factoring. Here's the difference of two cubes. There's a special formula for that and the sum of two cubes, which we'll discuss in class. And then finally, the last two problems. One was just taking the matrix and multiplying everything by 3 to enlarge it. And then the other one was to multiply binomials, combine like terms to realize that we have a linear model, linear function. If we can write it with the f of x if we want to do functional notation. Okay, so about 6.5 minutes. Please pause it as you need so that you can check your work. And again, look forward to working with you and helping you improve your math skills. Have a good day.